And we are off for the sprint here at the first ever Greece GP here in Saras. Cupson gets squeezed to the inside by the midnight racing of Tonin and Noah. Around the outside goes Fande in the BMW Rapid Horizon. Pierre leads for the first time since season number 2. Down into the infield section, Cupson has a bit of lag, as you can clearly see. But it's Pierre from Dude, from Dude. Cub had an amazing start, lots of chaos into the first few turns here at Saras. Really tight, getting squeezed from off the banking. Kmoy here passes Cub around the inside, and Cubson gets hit by Kmoy's connection. Cubson definitely has some issues with the connection. Now down to last position, but championship leader Salami is up ahead. And Gator behind him. Really short sprint race here at Saras. Dude gets spun by Gator and hits over the side of him. Ahead are Tonin and Salami squabbling. Those two guys are normally squabbling up at the front now, but this time they are absolutely nowhere to be seen. Cub really needs to get his connection fixed. Gator hit the wall. Pierre still leading the sprint. Cub is actually hugging the wall there. And now Gator has some better traction out of the final banking. Obviously he didn't even hit the wall, so that might explain a lot about that traction. Third lap of the sprint here. Bit of a switchback, trying to get it right. Gator overshoots it, but through goes Fande. Fande gets around the outside of Gator because he was absolutely on the curb, completely fucking up his entry. Pierre has bottled it from the lead. That's crazy for the Dutchman. He's gonna send it down the inside of Cub now. He's gonna try and hang in there, and Cub actually overshoots the corner. Now he's gonna have to bear with that run down the entire straightaway and banking of the Saras track. Gator around the outside of Cub, easily done. Now they're all in the slipstream of Pierre Gasly, with Fande behind Cub and Gator. Fande has hit the backhand of Cubson onto this final lap of the Saras GP. Cub has a godly traction out of that corner, nearly gets Gator, has to break down to get the nice gears going, and he does. Look at this, he's almost overtaking Gator, but Gator's gears are just now getting in locked, and he's gonna get enough traction on Cub, it seems, out of the final corner now onto the straight, and that's the finish for the Saras sprint race here in Greece. So in the end it's Kmoy from Tonin, from RK, who gets his first sprint podium ever, from Pierre, from Salami, Gator, Cubson, Fande, Dude and Noah. Bit of a silence there. So that's the sprint results, 10 guys on the grid. Now let's get into the main event. And we are off for the Saras GP.
What the hell? Where is that going?
Cubson laughing at Dude going off in turn 1 instantly. That's indeed a bit weird from the young Malay driver. That took me off guard completely there, the radio of Cubson. Cub now with a battling of Noah and Tonin in the midnight racing sandwich. Noah has a better exit, but he gets blocked off by the Polishman. Now his teammate is gonna try around the outside, switchback him. Is he gonna get the switchback? Nicely done. No, he isn't quite. Now Cub leaves the space because he sees the rambling up ahead, Pierre and RK battling, and they fucked up their traction, and now he gets past, but Kmoy gets tangled up behind them. Still connection issues for the Polishman. Salami and Tonin up ahead, battling it out. Harsh battle between the Italian and Greek drivers. Greek driver in his home race, championship leader obviously, Salami. Round the outside, the two Polishmen battling it nicely through the first sector and down into the second sector. RK might have got some track limits there, we're not sure quite. Tonin gets overtaken by the Polish driver. Cup, so now Cup hit the wall.
Oh shit! Alright, I got it.
He indeed got it, but it cost him 2 positions. 3 maybe if Pierre's gonna get him. Pierre and Cup now side by side onto the main straightaway. Beautifully held by both men. Getting the gearing down, Pierre's attacking K-Moy for P3, I believe, no, P2. Gator and Salami up in the lead, battle for P2 up ahead with the battle for P3 up ahead with these 3 drivers, Tonin, Pierre, K-Moy and Cub all the way down into P6 now, having RK and Noah behind him, pushing him on. Pierre has worse exit than Cub. Cub is gonna take him nicely around the outside of the nice flat corner. Easily done by the Polishman, double world champion in DF3. Now the race might have settled in already, not sure yet. Cub takes way more speed through it and can gear up way better than K-Moy, for example, through that corner. Nicely done. Cub gets onto the grass and almost lost it there. K-Moy is right ahead of Cub. Connection issue still, and he gets pushed into the wall by his teammate.
Fuck this shitty track, honestly. Whenever I could overtake Kumoy, it was so tight, man. I think we need Papaya rules back.
Cubson complaining about the Papaya rules, he wants them back, like in the Formula 1 classes of McLaren. But he was battling with RK and Pierre and Noah just now. Now he's back, taking a little gap, closing it to K-Moy and extending it on the guys behind. And Cubson comes in for a bit of a low-key race, with Gator winning it for the first time, or not even the first time anymore. I wanted to say this season, but that's not true either. Anyways, it's Gator from Salami in his home race, and Tonin finishing off the podium for Midnight Racing. Then another home hero in K-Moy. Then Cubson, the 2 McLarens there, sandwiched in between the Midnight Racing guys, with Noah finishing it off. Then Pierre, then Dude and RK in the RK Racings, and Fanday had a DNF. And we are off for the first ever Polish GP here at the Silesiaring. Cubson from the last row gets a bit pushed to the inside by Salami, not pushed, but has to commit to the inside line. Now gets round the outside of both RK and Salami, but he outbreaks himself completely and is into the wall. There was a free wide moment into that corner almost with RK, Salami and Cub, but it ended in drama for the Polish driver, now all the way back down to last position. RK and Salami still going at it, meanwhile Gator and Arvin are up in P1 and 2. Arvin is slowly extending his lead, obviously. Oh, that's a big slide.
God damn it. I like to slide so much.
You indeed like to slide so much, Cube. I saw it right there. But Arvin now extending, he is one of the masters with these smaller agile cars. The Brazilian driver with number 40, of course. He is going at it for RK Racing, and Cubson's connection is low-key failing here. That was pretty bad. As Pierre also stated in the chat.
Salami Airlines, let's go!
Salami had a big crash into turn 1. I don't know if RK was helping him there, assistance, but he was flying through the air. That was an absolute flight for the Greek driver. Championship leader, of course. Cup closing up to Gator, who is pulling over to the side and retiring, it looks like, or at least he has some kind of issue. Now Arvin still in P1, half a lap ahead. Yep, Gator has disconnected. But the two Polish drivers in their home race are competing for the podium here. Salami behind them, trying to close up the gap. Arcade taking an alternative line to get the better gear. He lets him back.
Dziękuję ci, dobry człowieku.
Cubson tanking Arcade for his P2 in the championship. He is helping his buddy. Good friends, obviously, the two Polish guys. They talk a lot to each other in the paddock. And they can just go on with each other quite well. And RK knew he should not make it that difficult, because RK did not get his foot down in these lighter cars this season compared to last season in his own BMW sponsored RK cars. Race seems to be settled in right now. Arcado is pushing onto the back end of Cubson. He's taking way more speed through the corners to offer up his exit. He's absolutely offering his exit, because you can see just Cub pulling away there, staying on the curbs, because otherwise it would be track limits. Some squabbles over at race control. Okay, quite well at holding on. He loses about 3 or 4 tenths a lap to Cubson, his compatriot. Maybe he can hold on for the podium, double podium for RK Racing here. Would be great for them in the championship. Didn't have a win yet this season, but Arvin, their reserve and wildcard, is absolutely cooking right now up at the front. So you're now on the final lap. Is RK gonna hold on compared to Salami? Sitting behind, no, Salami is through. That's sad for the Polishman, but it is a harsh reality check. Salami is not stopping. Third season, obviously he is eligible to win the championship and absolutely the favorite right now.
P2. Yes. Polska górą!
And what a comeback it was from Cubson. So in the end, it's Arvin from Cubson, from Salami, finishing out the podium. RK just missing out in his first ever home race. And Gator retiring with some issues. This was probably the most settled down, least controversial race of the season here at the Silesiaring. Not that many entries, but still quite a fun race to watch. And I hope you had fun watching as well. And I hope to see you guys at the final 2 rounds. The penultimate 2 rounds and then the final 2 rounds, that's what I meant. At the German Grand Prix and the Dutch GPs to round out this season. But Salami already has a chokehold on the title, being able to grab it next week at the Nürburgring. And I hope to see you there. Goodbye.